Hi all, welcome to this week's stream, and let's get started with our game for the day. Uh, Today I'll be playing a couple of games against a computer, standard chess with 10 minutes per side, and I'll go for level. Let's start with level 4, and then we'll gradually increase. We'll play close to 2 games every level, and then we'll increase our the level of the bot. So right now we're playing with black pieces. Let's try to by the way guys, you could also suggest me moves. If you want to, you can put those moves in chat and we can play those moves. Okay. So I'm thinking about, so I haven't really committed to the center as of now. I'm thinking about h6 right now, and c5, and also e5. Plus the diagonal from h8 to a1 is quite open. Yeah, I'll go for c5 with the idea of queen a5 probably. Also, my queen would be somehow looking at this bishop, so there might be some tactics available. So that's why bishop h4 has been played. Now can I win that pawn? Yeah, I think let's go for that. Let's try to also we are against level 4, which is like 1700, so this means there can be some inaccuracies from the bot. I'll try to go after this bishop now. That way I'll open up my bishop, and the attack on a1 rook is pretty much evident. I can take the rook, but that just does not help me at all. I'm thinking about moving my d7 knight to some place, maybe knight c5. Not really sure. Knight e5 is what I'm thinking about. I'm not sure about this move, but the idea is to give my bishop on c8 some room to breathe. So now bishop e2 is forced. Okay, he doesn't go for that, so let me see. Knight takes f3, knight takes f3, queen a5. But so I win the rook, or at least I can build some pressure on the rook if queen b1 is played. Then but knight takes f3, pawn takes f3 is also possible. Uh, my knight on h5 is not doing a good job. I'll still go for this. I'll try to ruin the pawn structure of my opponent's king. I was expecting this move. And then bishop d7, plus now f4 is a good square for my knight on h5. Okay. I can win the bishop now, because if bishop takes g5, oh, that's attacking my, but I'm winning our pawn here, so let's go for that. My goodness, I just plundered a piece. Let me just go for a take back here. In fact, I'll go for a couple of take backs here, yeah. I mean, taking back with the level 4 stockfish is just pathetic on my part. But yeah, knight f4 could be played here. Because now my knight is on an optimal square. Yeah, okay, if he wants to trade, that's fine. I mean, also knight e6 is available. Yeah, I'll try to retain my knight, put it on d4, because if now this knight is captured, I guess it's fine. And I'll now try to open up the board, because my opponent's king is in the center of the board. So we have f4. Also, I'm low on time, so I'll go for that exchange now. I have to open up the board now. Let's see if we can beat the bot. Okay. And what about, yeah, okay. I'm not really sure about whether this move is right or not, but I'll try to play a little fast, because I only have 4 minutes left with me. And I'll still keep my rook on the f file, because that's an open file, semi-open file I should say. Okay. And now the rook, okay, there we go. Okay, and now I'm planning to play bishop h. 3. Yeah. And I can also okay, let's just hit the bishop. Bishop a3 should be played here. Let's see if I'm missing out on something. My goodness, I just did not see my rook being attacked. I can go for a take back. Take backs are fine as long as they don't hurt anyone. Uh, yeah. I took 3 take backs in one particular game with Stockfish level 4. Well, what can I say? Okay, now this is winning for black. Double up on the second rank. And now just push my a pawn. And now the king is cut off from ever getting in. Okay, now he can move to some other ranks, but yeah, finally we'll be beating the bot after taking 3 take backs on level 4. And that's a mate. Not so good game from black's perspective, but anyway, let's go for it. We'll play one more game with level 4. So let's first of all let's do a computer analysis and we'll have a look at all the mistakes which I made in the game. Okay, so right now the analysis is being conducted. There we go. Now let's have a look at the blunders which I made in the game. So it says Stockfish made 2 inaccuracies, and about me it says I made 1 inaccuracy. I guess the analysis is still going on because there cannot be any way that I only made 1 inaccuracy. Turns out I made only 1 inaccuracy. Strange. Okay, and that too in the end game. Find the best move. not sure. Uh, if not rook f5, then what? Rook f4 maybe? I'm not sure. I think rook f4 might not be the best move here. By the way, guys, if you want me to play a game with you, do let me know. Do put your username in the chat, and we'll play a game. Okay, let me have a look at the correct move. Okay. So I made 7 inaccuracies. Now the analysis is, I guess, done. Let's have a look. Okay, so in this position, maybe f5 is not the best move, but the idea was to open up the position. I think maybe e5 is what the computer would suggest. Let's see. I'm not sure. Maybe bishop c6. Okay, that's good. I think bishop c6 will be, yeah. So knight f3 is not the best move here. Strange. I thought. I mean, then what? Maybe bishop f3 could be an idea. Let's see. Oh, bishop f3 is also not the right. It's not the right move here. Then what? I mean, there's no way to attack the f file right now. Let's have a look at computer's solution. Okay, indirectly putting some pressure on f2. I guess the analysis is done now. Yeah. Okay, let's play another game with Stockfish. Level 4, let's go for it. So I'll go for King's Indian attack. The idea is pretty simple: to castle early, not commit to center with pawns. Okay, now I can go for an indirect attack on the center with c4 or e4. I'll go for e4 now to prevent f5, because if knight e7 has been played, then f5 is something that black was thinking about. Maybe play c3 and h3, bringing my knight to g3, f5. Okay, so I thought maybe black would take on e4 on the previous move, so that he could exchange queens, but that's not the case. Although f5 is not an option for me right now, but bishop h6 might be, because there are some dark square weaknesses for sure, and I'm thinking about g5. So let's see, should I go for g5, pawn takes? I'm also thinking about rook h, king h2. Okay, let's go for a g5. And now let's just open up the king side. And this might be risky, but I'm up for it. And maybe bishop f4. Maybe not now bishop f4, but I'm thinking about queen h5, f4, or maybe let's go for knight h5 here with the idea of knight f6. If takes, I'll still go for knight f6 check first. Take the rook, or maybe knight h5 now, queen h5 now. What about queen h5? Rook e7 maybe. Queen h6 then. Oh no, maybe queen h6 doesn't work because we have the knight on f6, on g6. Pawn takes is also an option. Queen takes. I'll go for queen h5 first and then take on e5. My goodness, I just did not see that. So can I capture after, let's say, queen takes and then I can win another pawn here. Not quite sure how much accurate this move would be. Now this bishop on b6 is becoming better. Plus my rook and my bishop is pinned because my rook is unprotected right now. I guess I'll go for a take back here. At this position, yeah. Okay, knight f3 is a threat. Takes, queen takes. I mean, I have to take. I can also take the. Yeah. Oh wait, let me see. Can't I take the rook there? Yeah, that's better, right? Why didn't I take it in the first place? What's the idea? I mean, captures, he takes. Yeah, let's just try to exchange off pieces. He'll take my knight now. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, now my rooks are connected. If takes, I'll take with my rook, putting some sort of pressure here. Okay, I would still like to keep queens on board, and my king is quite exposed now. Okay, now f4 is already a threat here. Let's go for a draw. Although that will be again bad play on my part, because I'm playing against 1700. Okay, let's just try to put pressure on the e5 pawn. My bad, on the d5 pawn. Takes, queen takes here. I'll still go for it, because that way I have two connected pawns. Okay, maybe I'm winning the exchange here. No, yeah, obviously black doesn't have to capture. Now f3 is a threat. Okay, maybe take the knight on g6 on the next move. No, it does not work anymore. But now I have two connected pass pawns, so let's see if I could somehow make any improvement in the game. And now further close this diagonal of the queen if possible. That's on, so I have to improve my queen's position somehow. Looks like I can't. My queen is kind of trapped. So maybe what I'll do is I'll try to threaten this knight. I'll go for this knight. I'll still go for this knight, because now I can at least close this diagonal. Why did I play that? I didn't mean to play that. And now I can activate my queen, although my h3 pawn is still loose. Go for a queen exchange now. Put my major pieces on dark square, so that my opponent's bishop really cannot harass my pieces. And now I'm planning to go for b4. Get some files open up for my rooks, and now yeah, it's winning. And now f4 followed by f5, and this diagonal is now closed, so the bishop is kind of a little restricted here. I can even restrict my opponent's king further to last rank. And we are getting a queen here. Okay, that was not a good game on my end. I guess I made a lot of inaccuracies. I won't obviously go into the end game because that's a pretty long end game. Let's play a game with a human now. Instead of playing against a bot, let's go for a human player. Let's see if I can put some ideas to test. Okay, let's go for e4. I am tired of playing knight f3 for kings in Indian attack, so let's go for a knight opening, king pawn opening, my bad. We have, now he's forcing me to play e3. d4 is also an idea here. I mean, knight e5 is the popular option. I'll go for the little reserved option. If d5, knight d2. Still, this is turning out to be king's Indian attack. He can go for an early attack now with g5. I won't castle too soon. I'll play h3 to prevent knight g4. Now I'm waiting for my opponent to castle. I guess I'll just castle here. Now g5 can be played now. Okay, it's not. Maybe bishop e6. Okay, that's a strange move. Yeah, there we go. If knight d4, c3 is coming. Now he'll play knight g5 maybe. Maybe a good maneuver for black could be knight e7, g6 and f4. Yeah, okay, now let's go for c3, attack the knight, and I'll take with my queen because anyhow I have to bring my queen to that to king side's attack. And if f5, I'm not sure if f5 would be played here. I can simply capture it with my either of my pawns. I think I'll capture it with my e4 pawn if f5 is played right away. Now this is a good move. If I play knight f5, he'll capture, I'll capture. Yeah, let's go for it. I'll capture it with my e pawn because I'm hitting the b pawn. Now knight h5 could be played. Takes, queen takes, rook comes into picture. Yeah, I'm winning a pawn, and that's the worst case scenario. Takes, f rook comes here. I take the c pawn, he takes the b pawn. I actually cannot move my queen right now. Yeah, but now I can. So queen takes b7. Rook f comes to b file. Queen takes c7. Rook takes b2. I can take another pawn there. Actually, yeah, he cannot really bring his rook to b file and then capture right away, because my bishop will be attacking the rook on a8, and obviously this rook cannot come, otherwise I'm capturing the bishop. So yeah, I'm winning at least a pawn in this variation. Okay. And now h5 could be an idea. Okay. So my f3 pawn is being attacked. What about rook e2? I can play rook e2. I can safety guard the b2 pawn and the f2 pawn. Also rook f1 is an idea, but rook f1 is a little passive. Rook f2, and I'll try to double up. My rooks now. I can also think about exchanging queens, but I really don't have the necessary how should I say reason to. Yeah, now he's defending his rook. And now should I bring my queen to d5? If I exchange, let's see if he agrees to draw. Yeah, let's just go for queen exchange now. I really don't know if I have anything in this position. Okay, he still wants to continue. Let's attack the rook, and I'm threatening h3 here to push away the queen. And the queen right now doesn't have a lot of squares, correct? But I can capitalize on the weak light squares on the queen side of my opponent. let's just try to make it a little difficult for my opponent to go for either of these d5 or e4 push. Although now e4 is a hole, but I can very easy, and I mean the b pawn is defended very well, and I'm thinking about playing my king to maybe h1 and then play f4, or maybe okay. So yeah, now let's try to play f4. And now this diagonal is also a little weak. Now I have something going on here. f4 is coming into picture. And now we'll go for g5. Although I have to be a little cautious of this rook and bishop aiming at f2. Now this bishop is guarding f2 at the moment. And obviously rook takes f5 cannot work because of bishop e4. Now I might even go for king h3, king h1 maybe. Put my rook on the g file. Again rook takes f5 is not possible at the moment. Again rook takes f5, then rook f1. If I take capture, yeah, I'm winning a. If I mean, I'm not winning a pawn here, but at least now my pawns on the king side are connected, so I'm getting two well-connected passed pawns here. Oh, one of them is a passed pawn. Takes, rook takes. Let's just force, I mean I want black to capture here. f2 is guarded now. I did not see my rook can be can be trapped with e5. He didn't see this one, so how should I defend it? E5 takes. The rook is lost, right? Yeah, I can take here. E5 is played. I push. Okay, now I have to save my rook here. And I'm losing the game. What can I say? Good game. Let's play one more. 10-0, and I guess this will be the last game of the week. I mean, for the day, not for the week. My opponent is yet to make a move. There we go. We have e4. Let's go for d6. I will go for knight king's Indian defense this time. I mean, it's perk defense to be precise. And we have knight c4. My bad, knight c3. Let's go for c5. Try to play on the queen side this time. I think another reason that I'm not really winning these days is that I'm just focusing on attacking my opponent's king side. Let's make some sort of a waiting move. Maybe let white castle, and there we have castling from white. Now here's the thing, I'll try to make it make d4 my target, although d5 right now is a hole in my camp. Plus my dark bishop is not really doing a lot. Maybe g6 could be played. Bishop e7 is all g6 followed by bishop g7, but also bishop e7 is a nice idea. Now he's planning for f4. f4 I'm not, I mean I can capture if f4 is ever played. There we go, we have f4. Let's go for the capture. I mean, there is no any major threat in my opinion. The board is semi-closed. Get my bishop involved, ready to castle. It's just castle. Again, there is no, I mean, f4. I'm not really afraid of f4 at that point of time. I wasn't really afraid of f4. And now the bishop is attacked. I think the bishop will be captured unless white plays it to d1. Then it's a different thing. position is a little I should say a little quiet, and for a guy like me, I don't like such static. I mean, these are not static, but then again, there isn't much going on the board. You have to develop your I should say strengths in these positions. At least that's what I understand from my experience. Let's just uh, let's just try to put some pressure on the B pawn. I mean, you can also go for knight takes, e4, pawn takes, and then knight a4. Also, the a2 pawn will be under a little pressure, but then again, okay. Now rook b1 maybe, and then I take the c2 pawn. So we have e5. Although white does have two open files for his pieces, but I'll just try to exchange off the queens now because I'm already up by 2 pawns. Now I must admit that the knight on e5 is a really strong knight. But I do have some queen side space. I mean queen side pawns. I have two pawns, two extra pawns on the queen side. So I can maybe convert one of them as a passer. But I'm not really convinced. Obviously he'll take with the rook. Taking with the pawn will just give me enormous advantage on the queen side. But I can win the a2 pawn, but that's I'm not in any hurry. I'll still try to harass this rook on e4. Also there's some pressure on the e5 knight, indirect pressure I would say. But now I just can win the knight. Yep, there we go. I guess that's about it for the day. We'll stream tomorrow at the same time. Till then, take care and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.